Hey guys, here's Johannes, the Xyna Community Manager. Today I want to introduce my best loved Xyna feature to you, Workflow Defined UI. I will explain how to use it and also why you should use it. With Workflow Defined UI, you create and orchestrate your UI components inside a workflow, whereas the website just renders the result. There are already several UI components to choose from, like a panel, a table, text inputs, buttons, definition lists, and so on. But more are yet to come. Let's say you want to develop a web app. Conventionally, you have a front-end and a back-end. Conventionally, these two ends are implemented in different languages. So you have either a good full-stack developer in your team, or you share the work between your front-end and back-end guys. Afterwards, you always need someone who knows what he's doing with implementing and orchestrating all the UI components on the front-end. I propose another way. Use Workflow Defined UI and do everything in the workflow. Or yet another example. You have a website with fixed structure and content. But one part of this website shall be controlled, defined by, under management of your customer. And I'm not talking about text content. I'm talking about an interactive structure of this website's part, including text inputs, lists, buttons, and so on. In our example, we will implement a light movie DB. We are using already existing workflows which return the movies in a table format, return some details for a specific movie, or list a movie's cast. These workflows only return data. It's our task to create workflows for the UI components to show this data. But first the frontend. In the frontend code you have really little to do. I cloned the Zeta boilerplate from GitHub to get an empty Zeta website. From there on, I used the definition stack component because it combines the stack and the definition placeholder. The stack is a component to horizontally stack multiple consecutive panels. And here, it's used as the entry point for a definition workflow. In our case, we only need its FQN and don't need to set an input because the initial workflow has none. That's it. No more work to do inside the frontend. Having defined your entry point for Workflow Defined UI, you can manage the whole content via workflows. Now to the definition workflows. These kind of workflows must fulfill a specific output signature. The first output always has to be the definition of the UI component. All further outputs contain the corresponding data, the UI's content. Let's start with a workflow for a movie's table, returning a table panel definition. We use the constant editor to fill our definition. For more complex cases, you would rather use mappings, template blocks or generators to create the definitions. We set a label for the panel, we tell the component that it should use our existing movies table workflow, and voila! The panel with the movies table shows up on our website. Next step. We want to open another panel in our stack when we select a movie from the table. So let's create a second definition workflow to show some movie details. Here we use a panel definition. We use a definition list to output the movie's data. Besides the title and year we already know from the table, we display the director, with first and last name in the same field. Additionally, we just output the past movie from the table as it is. It already contains the data we need. We could also query some additional movie data here. To make it work, we have to tell our movies table definition what to do when an entry is selected. This is done inside the details reference. In our case, we have another workflow that provides the details definition. Just put in the workflow's FQN and we're done. We are now getting another panel with the movie's details. Inside the third panel, we want to list the movie's cast. We already have a table workflow for that. So we add another table panel definition for the cast. The table workflow needs the movie as an input to know which cast to load. So we also need to output the movie here, and it will automatically be passed to the table workflow. As a trigger to open the cast panel, we use a special Open Details button. It needs to know where the details definition comes from. In our case, we choose our third definition workflow. You see, there are a lot of definitions already, but there is still a way to go. We need more definitions, let's say for a tag area, in our case to show the film genres, or a definition to embed content from other websites, like a YouTube video. What would also be fun is having multiple different segues to transition from one panel definition to another. I hope you'll love that feature as much as I do. And if you want to play your part in improving it, don't hesitate and become a member of the Xyna community on GitHub. See you in the next video. Bye.